Hey, welcome to another episode of The Rob Report. I'm your host, Robert Bob TV Brown. Before we get into this segment, by the end of this video, I want you to do a few things for me. First of all, if you like the video, hit the like button. Please do. If you don't like it, hit unlike. It's okay. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Sometimes, as Jimmy Dole would say, you find yourself unsubscribed and you need to make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell right next to it so you can be notified when a new video is being dropped. Whoop, there it is. And more importantly, the super chat will be on for this segment. So if you want to donate toward the efforts of Bob TV, that's freely up to you. I do have a job, but any amount will help toward the growth of this channel. And more important, let us help you help us by introducing you to a program. There's a link down below that says Equal Justice for All. You're going to click that video link and there's some educational tutorial about a phenomenal program in America that is really making equal justice a reality for every citizen. So this program is phenomenal. The proceeds from you participating in the program will go back, 10% will go back into the Bob TV YouTube channel. So anyway, my name is Robert Brown with The Rob Report. Let's get into it.
Blue collar, white collar, black professors, white scholars, politicians, Dalai Lamas. Everybody in the whole wide world need hope if I be honest. I'm in that number.
Hey, good day. Welcome to another episode of Rob Report. I'm your host, Robert Bob TV Brown. How you doing today? This gentleman right behind me, Jimmy Fallon. It's not Jimmy Fallon? Sure look like Jimmy Fallon. That's not Jimmy Fallon, man. Oh, it's Julian and Castro. Which one? You know they twins. So it's Julian. This the one running for president, right? I don't know, man. You know what I think? They're going to be doing the switcheroo if he do become president. Yo, man, let me be president for a couple of days. All right, man, I need to take a vacation. You know how twins do when they in school? Always switching. Yo, man, I'm going to be with your girl this weekend, and let's switch up girls this weekend. They don't even know. All right, so I call him Hispanic Barack Obama because he looked just like a Hispanic version of Barack Obama. But he went on Steve Kornacki's show, and he actually talked about reparations. Let's watch this.
One position you took in the last couple of days is getting some conversation. Some other candidates as well have taken that I was interested in. It was on this question of reparations. Reparations payments to black Americans with a family legacy that can be traced back to slavery. You said the country would be better off if it found a way to do that. And that's one of those, it's not an issue that really has gotten a lot of sort of mainstream discussion. The most recent poll I could find on it, I think it was about 2 or 3 years old. It showed 2/3 of Americans opposed that idea. There, we can put it up on the screen, 68% were against reparations payments. I wonder if you could just talk a little bit more about what it is you would do as president when it came to that. And if you are worried that sends a message to that 68% of Americans who say they're against it, that maybe you are out of the mainstream a little.
Well, you know, this is not something that I think of through a political lens. I have long believed that this country should resolve its original sin of slavery, and that one of the ways we should consider doing that is through reparations for people who are the descendants of slaves. It is interesting to me that under our Constitution and otherwise, that we compensate people if we take their property. Shouldn't we compensate people if they were property sanctioned by the state? So I believe that is a conversation that's worth having. And I see that as right and wrong. I don't see that as political or non-political. If I'm president, what I said was that I would establish a task force to look at how that might be done. I know that there's a lot of disagreement, both about whether it should be done and if it were done, how it would be done. You know, I'm not naive about that. But I do think that dark cloud still hangs over our country. I believe that we ought to move forward in the 21st century as one nation with one destiny, and that until that issue is resolved, until that original sin is addressed, we may think that we're moving forward as one nation, and I don't think that we ever really will.
All right, Julian Castro, Democratic candidate for president. Thanks for taking the.
Wow, there you go. Julian Castro reminds me so much of Barack Obama. You know, he was part of housing and urban development, didn't do nothing of significant there, gotta tell the truth. But he was part of his cabinet, sat up under Obama. I think Obama just rubbed off. He looked like an Obama clone that happens to be Hispanic instead of black or mixed. Very poised, very articulate, just like Obama. Very careful with his answering, unlike Kamala. He even looks presidential. Now, if you go back and watch the whole interview with Steve Kornacki, it was a decent interview. He talked about some of the things Trump doing and how Trump misuse of the emergency power, a state of emergency power, could be a president, set a president, can't even say it. It could put people in the position where they can use it so easily and so casually. For an example, he's talking about, hey, well, if I become president, I'll just do a state of emergency for homelessness, state of emergency for a Green New Deal, state of emergency for this, and state of emergency for that. And it's true. If Trump can get away with this using the military money that we gave him, that we don't want him to use for a wall, when we got homeless people, we got people still struggling, people who don't have Medicare, or getting their medical needs met. So he was good on that. Now on to the reparations. Sounds great. He agrees that we'll never go forward as a nation until we right this wrong. So he's on the page of Marianne Wilson. Not necessarily Kamala Harris. That's not Kamala Harris thinking concerning the reparation. That is a stain on America. It is an American sin that need to be repented. And we need to do something about it. His idea is having a task force. Once he become president, he would design a task force to take a look at it. He didn't say to make it happen. Julian, bro, that's not strong enough answer. Despite what public opinion said 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 30 years ago. Public opinions change. Public opinion changed. Same time that was out, people also probably thought homosexuality was wrong and it was down and it was not favorable. Now it's favorable. So don't give me no excuses that this goalposts don't need to be moved in the favor of making this happen. It need to be moved in the favor of making this happen. So instead of saying that if I'm elected, I'm going to establish a task force on reparation to take a look at it. Now, brother, you got to establish a task force to implement it. Come up with your plan now, because you saying it ain't going to cause ADOS, American Descendants of Slaves, to vote for you. You saying it. The days of saying is gone. But if you have a concrete strategy and you look at the real value that need to be placed on this issue, and that's trillions, then you're going to end up getting some of the support from ADOS. Because ADOS is serious about this thing. It don't matter whether you Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Tulsi Gabbard, Trump, or whoever. They're not going to give you no support if you're not going to come with something in your plank, in your platform, a strategic plan to bridge that gap between white America and black America. If you look at the studies, black America, descendants of slaves, is way behind. Nigerians are ahead of us. Indians are ahead of us. And these people came to this country on a visa and then pretty much established themselves here and made money. Well, here we are, descendants of slaves. We've been here forever. Still at the bottom of the totem pole because our right A wrong need to be made right, Julian Castro. And I thank you for your lofty, beautiful words concerning the situation. You got that from Obama, too. But we ain't talking about having a task force to look at it, bro. Looking at it ain't going to get it. You got to have something that's saying, I'm going to get a task force that's going to make it happen. Matter of fact, I'm going to go look into it right now and see what kind of plan and strategy we can get, so I can talk to these people about righting the wrong and making this thing happen for you. Now, he talked about other things, but here's a couple things about Julian Castro. He's not for universal education, no-cost education. He's not for Medicare for all. He's not for single payer. He's for Medicare for all, but not single payer. So there's a couple of things that he's not progressive at all. He is not a progressive. But pushing a policy for reparations is a progressive move. Now, what y'all gonna do, Democrats, if you don't get on this, you're gonna cause that idiot, you're gonna cause that man Trump to try to do this to make you look bad. But of course, ADOS people is not gonna buy it. We're not gonna believe Trump gonna do something for them on that level, reparations. For a vote? No, you do it now as emergency order, and you may get a vote, but ain't nobody's going to vote for you and then trust that you're going to do it. But it's not going to happen because you're a liar. So lofty words on Julian Castro on the subject of reparations, but you got to come a little stronger with that because you didn't get my attention. Your words were beautiful. Just like Obama's words are beautiful. That smile is beautiful. Just like Obama's smile. You know, look at them high cheekbones. You know, looking like Jimmy Fallon. But we ain't falling for the pretty face and the smile and the nice lofty words. We demand action. And we demand it right now. Before you even think about getting a vote, you need to have a policy and a plan and a strategy to make this thing happen. I'm Robert Ryan with the Rob Report. I'll holler at you later. Peace.